This is just absolutely unbelievable, man. YouTube, what is going on? It is Zaya here from Zaya&TheSteelers back with another post-game reaction, and we are back with another loss and another game of no offense. There's a lot of context to get to, but just overall points, holy shit, no offense again. If you're a Steelers fan and you would like to continue being a Steelers fan, past this day, I wouldn't blame you if you left, but if you'd like to continue, hit that subscribe button for Steelers videos, NFL fans too in general. What is going on, man? Come on, all right. We know Mattcanada is bad. We know everything is the way it is, right? But last week we had a decent game. It seemed like things were going well, and then today it's nothing, bro. Nothing. Absolutely, we had absolutely nothing for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And as you can see on the topics, I have the refs. I have the refs up here first. Just absolutely pitiful performance from the refs too. Like, we got nothing on offense, and then it doesn't help. We can't get one call to save our life. It doesn't help when Boswell nails a 55-yard field goal in horrible conditions. It still has to get backed up because our left guard was lined up wrong, which, as you can see from this tweet from Mike Pereira, and if you don't know who Mike Pereira is, he's a former ref, former vice president of officiating, if you can see in the corner. This guy, he's vice president, guys, like this former vice president, pretty much saying like, no, this is a bad call. He's essentially saying it was a bad call. Everybody knows it's a bad call. And on top of that, guys, I know Kenny Pickett got hurt, and if you're still not in on Kenny Pickett, cool. But can we get one roughing the passer call for Kenny Pickett? One, just ever. Is that allowed to happen for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Just one time. If you're not going to call it, fuck it, don't call it. But don't call it for the other team too. Like, how can the same penalty happen, but Kenny Pickett just not get the call? Every time, I don't have the play up, but it's just like, man, if you've seen the game, you know what I'm talking about. It's like, man, what is going on? How are we just in these situations? How is it us versus everybody? This is oh man, I realize I've been yelling now. Hello to new people. If you're new, I don't mean to be this passionate, this upset. I shouldn't say passionate because I am passionate, but I don't mean to like just be this upset and like the world is over. But when you spend a week, all week just thinking like, man, like hopefully the Steelers look good. Hopefully the Steelers look good. And I know there's been no reason for me to think, man, hopefully we look good. But the team itself, the Pittsburgh Steelers themselves, have kept Mattcanada around. They have drafted these players. They've made the moves. They have acquired the talent. And then when it comes to the actual games, it's like nothing, bro. It's like absolutely nothing. For some reason, here I am going to talk about Mitchell Trubisky. And also, the game is still going on. The game is still 20-10. I have it up over here, but I did start recording before the game was over. That's how I treated this game. Like, if they're not going to, if nothing's going to happen for them, I'm recording during the game, man. Mitchell Trubisky, let's talk about him. Just random Mitch slander. Like, this is insane that every time Mitch comes into the game, it's like, oh, pick, oh, interception, oh, almost pick, almost interception. Like, what were we thinking? Like, I hate to double back on this, but this is ridiculous. Like, how do we not have a backup? And to the Kenny people, to the people who aren't in on Kenny Pickett, I have something to address. Not to completely kill Kenny, because I am a big fan of Kenny, and I have the jersey. If you've been a fan on this channel, you've seen I have the jersey. I love Kenny, big Pitt fan. But man, like, every game it's like there's an injury. Like, and I know complaining about injury is crazy, right? I don't mean to say it like that, but it goes to the Mitch point. Every game is like, maybe an injury or something. Our line is horrible. How do we have Mitchell Trubisky continuing to come in the games when we know, like, man, nothing good has happened. Nothing good ever happens, man. Like, this is crazy. It was a crazy signing at the time. It's crazy now. Every time Kenny gets hurt, Mitchell Trubisky comes in, man. And if there was good tape, if there was good footage, like, those Mitchell Trubisky people would be louder, but they just can't do it because every time it's the same story. Every time the Pittsburgh Steelers come to play, it's the same story. Nothing on offense. Defense, splash plays fucking everywhere. Do I have gunshots ready? I do. Defense, splash plays everywhere, but unfortunately, we just can't do it. We just don't care. And on top of that, splash plays are great, but for the most part, Jacksonville was doing whatever they wanted. If you look to the right, It says something about teams don't take us seriously, because they don't. There was 2 drives back to back for the Jacksonville Jaguars where they were doing whatever they wanted, where they moved the football, they got to the red zone, they got to the 5, they got to the 1, like they were doing whatever they wanted, and then they just decided, fuck it, let's use the play at the bottom of our playbook. That was the first time they used the play at the bottom of their playbook, fumble, and then the second play, there was Trevor Lawrence just fucking throws it like whatever, like no look throw, like I'm just gonna throw it into triple coverage because I do not care. Like they do not faze me at all, because even if it is a pick, I know we're just gonna get the ball back because there is nothing on the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. Healthy Kenny Pickett, he played what, 2 quarters? Nothing. George Pickens couldn't find the ball until the 3rd quarter, halfway through that. Why? Deontay Johnson, you were great, but we started off the game with a drop. We know that's the same story every time. Why is George Pickens waiting until the third quarter to get the ball? Jacksonville's great team, 5-game win streak, 5-2, moving to 6-2, one of the hotter teams in the AFC. Pause. But how, like, what are they doing that we can't find George Pickens? How is it possible that they're just locking him up, bro? What is it? Like, I just don't get it. And on top of that, where is our establishment of the run? Where is the run game at all? Every time we handed the ball off, it was a 1-yard gain, 2-yard gain. Maybe Jaylen Warren poked out like a 4 to 5-yard gain, but we can't run the ball today. Like, I just don't. How can some days like the run game look so good, and then some days it's nothing, like absolutely nothing? I just don't get it. I know that the phases of the game predicts the, you know, how the game will go. Like I know the context, like okay, we can't run the ball because now we're down, 7. Now we're down like 10, 20. But the game was close the whole time, pretty much. The game is still close now. There's what, a minute 30 left. Miami could still win this game. There's teams in the league that could still turn this into a winnable game with 30 seconds left in the game. Like this is it was winnable the whole time. But unfortunately, the Pittsburgh Steelers offense just cannot do it. And when they do it, it's a flash in the pan, but we knew this. I just personally, I felt a little bit excited. It's been a while since we had a positive game on offense. It was lit. Three rushing touchdowns. That was our only 3. We still, haven't scored a rushing touchdown throughout or past that game, before or after. As we can see, no rushing touchdowns still. So it was a bit exciting. It was cool. Mattcanada getting clowned all season, getting booed at his stadium, getting people showing up to the White House booing Mattcanada, random TV appearances, boo Mattcanada. Fam, you could be watching Big Brother. You could be watching Survivor right now, or the randomest of shows, and all of a sudden some dude just like fire Mattcanada just out of nowhere. Any show, pick it. I'm telling you, like that's just how it's been. And so we had a positive game, and so it was like, yeah, go Mattcanada. I feel good for him. I'm happy for him. I don't hate. Like I love the Steelers. I'm happy Mattcanada had a good game. But here we are back to it. Mattcanada, what are you doing, brother? What is going on? I don't know. I've screamed about Mattcanada pause for so long, but I just can't keep doing it. I can't keep yelling about it because we know it's the same story. We know. And it's just sad. It's frustrating. It's frustrating that teams just don't take us seriously at all. The reason why these 4th quarter comebacks are so cool, the reason why we can be this gritty team is because coming into it, teams don't give a fuck about us. Coming into it, teams are just like, whatever, like, it's Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, we're going to beat them sleeping. They sleep the whole game, and then the Steelers end up winning it because, we're not to be slept on. But why are they sleeping? Because we can't score touchdowns. At the end of the day, we can't score touchdowns, and other teams can. That's just how it is. That's the problem. That has been the problem. And I don't know if we're closer or farther to solving it than we were last year at this point. I thought last year we were kind of finishing the season with some momentum. I thought, things were looking positive, but at this point in the season, I don't know, man. And what's fun, we're 4-3, 4-3, which is 4-3 looks a lot worse than 4-2, man. But we're 4-3, so maybe there's still something of a chance at playoffs. But why, bro? Why? Because at our best, this is like we're missing Pat Freiermuth. We are missing Pat Freiermuth, but other than that, we are at our best. This is ideal scenario. Naj, Jalen, whole line. I think no Dan Moore. We're missing Dan Moore, and we're missing Pat Freiermuth. But other than that, I think we're a pretty healthy team on offense. Like we just can't do it. We can't. If I'm forgetting somebody, I apologize. But but we just can't do it, man. We just can't muster it up. We can't find it. I don't know if today is the video where I have hard takes on Kenny Pickett, but Would just love for us to just finally have like a great game. Will Levis of the Tennessee Titans, and I know this is just the randomest of points, but Will Levis on the Tennessee Titans made his first NFL start today and threw 4 touchdowns, man. 4 touchdowns. And Kenny Pickett, no context, just, stat for stat, whatever. Kenny Pickett has not had a game like that. Kenny Pickett has not just, it's just, it kills me to say these things too, because then there's a part of me who's the Pitt fan, the Kenny Pickett fan, that's just like, oh, there's no O-line, Mattcanada. Like, it's sad, man. It's really sad. I want these things to happen. Brock Purdy's doing his thing. All these, what's his name? Who we played earlier in the season, C.J. Stroud, like he's been eating. It's just crazy. It's just crazy that Kenny Pickett just can't seem to find these games, while at the same time, to me, playing okay. He plays okay, like it's not like he's just stinking it up. When we look to Mitch, when Mitch comes in, like he's not having the greatest of time. The Pittsburgh Steelers are live. I wonder what they're saying. This is just, it's just a sad day. A sad day. Is this the end though? Like I was yelling about this. Is this the end? Like, is the season over now that we lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars? I think before the season this was a loss that I kind of predicted. Jacksonville, once again they're a good team, so it's whatever. Defense, TJ Watt, you're the best, but it was just one of those games where it felt like we didn't even play. It felt like nothing really happened for us. Nothing really was out there for us. Like nothing was available for us to do. It's like nothing happened, honestly. It's like literally we can skip this. Like nothing happened. So we just happen to be 4-3 now. But there's nothing really to take from this. Hopefully everybody can stay healthy. Deontay also had an injury. I forgot to mention that. Deontay played a pretty good game too. I know I kind of yelled about it. Deontay, I think, played a pretty good game. He had a bunch of receptions. He was, pretty big for Kenny. But I mean, it didn't really amount to anything in the overall grand scheme, I guess. So it's whatever. Hopefully, once again, we can come out healthy. Hopefully, everybody's okay, and we try something. We get it going, man. I don't know, because once again, we have stuck to this. We're not firing Mattcanada thing, and if we're not gonna fire Mattcanada, then I don't know. Like I just gotta hope for the best, I guess. I don't know. So hopefully we get it going. We got a Thursday game against the Titans, and Will Levis just threw 4 touchdowns, 3 of them to DeAndre Hopkins, who two videos ago I said DeAndre Hopkins, maybe we shouldn't trade for him. We should trade for DeAndre Hopkins if he's available, man. We should trade for DeAndre Hopkins after that performance. Like, I don't know. And even that's like a joke, but it's just funny. 3 touchdowns is insane. Will Levis, 4 touchdowns in his first game, and now we get to play him on a short week on Thursday. On top of that, the refs hate us. On top of that, like, our defense is great, but it's not really great because they let up mad yards. But maybe, just maybe, TJ Watt will get a sack, or maybe, just maybe, Minkah Fitzpatrick went down. Hopefully that injury isn't serious. Man, just a tough game, man. So I think that is going to do it. I apologize for not having all of the actual footage up, but hopefully I was able to describe it good enough. I don't know. But I'm very frustrated. And once again, it feels like the Steelers just really didn't try. And the players, I don't mean that personally, but just overall watching the game, man, it's like nothing happened. So it's like the Steelers didn't even try. Hopefully, we will be more positive. We will see what happens. Look for some more videos throughout the week as we try to figure out, how to get it going again. How, there has to be a move made. The deadline is coming up. If Minkah is out, I think we for sure need a safety. But yeah, once again, outro. I'm trying to outro. Peace out. See you in the next video. And at the end of the day, go Steelers. And we're not completely dead. All it takes is a good Mattcanada game. And if we just keep it rolling, we can still win the Super Bowl. It's just a tough day today. Tough day at the office.